The Muzagaloo Fair. Story and illustrations by Derek W. Cuneo. A little Fulim, just on a whim, decided to go to the park. To go out and play for the entire day, or at least until it got dark. So he played on the swing, and that wiggly thing, and even went on the slide. But then what he saw left him in awe, and caused the poor Fulim to hide. But it wasn't a beast, to say the least, despite its rather large size. And although it was hairy, it wasn't that scary, to the Fulim's surprise. And as it came near, became quite clear what the Fulim needed to do, because that thing, with those orangey rings, was indeed a Muzagaloo. And the Muzagaloo said, "How do you do, on this wonderful summer day?" And the little Fulim just looked up at him and knew exactly what to say.
"Oh, Mr. Muzagaloo,"
he said right on cue,
"what are you doing here? Why didn't you know it is time to go to the great big Muzagaloo Fair?"
"Well, I'm on my way there, to the Muzagaloo Fair,"
the Muzagaloo said with a smile.
"But I've lost my way on this trip today, and it seems to be taking a while."
"There's no need to worry,"
the Fulim said in a hurry,
"because you're almost there. Just right over that hill, and past the windmill, is the great big Muzagaloo Fair."
As he jumped up and down and bounced all around, the Muzagaloo shouted with glee,
"Why, isn't this great? I won't even be late. Why don't you come with me?"
So the Fulim agreed and followed his lead right down to the great big fair. And boy, it was hoppin', the fun never stoppin', a splendid Muzagaloo affair. As the Fulim looked around, all that could be found were many types of Muzagaloo. There were tall ones and short ones, tiny ones and shiny ones, all just one big happy crew. There were so many rides, like the Flipperoo slide, even the wild Muzaganator. And soon it was time to go to the Muzagaloo show, so they decided to save the rest for later. It was quite the display for this Muzagaloo day, with a singer and a grand ringleader, and a couple of clowns that were goofing around, and even an amazing fire eater. There were all sorts of eats and Muzagaloo treats that came in all shapes and sizes, like goobly-doos and chewy-camoos and deep-fried chocolate surprises. Finally came a parade, a fine Muzagaloo brigade, all marching along in formation. And the horns they blew for all the Muzagaloo, here for the great celebration. As it got late on this Muzagaloo date, the Fulim just had to say,
"I've had lots of fun playing with everyone, but it's time to call it a day."
"We must do this again, my little old friend,"
the Muzagaloo said with much laughter. And the little Fulim waved goodbye to him, and they both lived happily ever after. The end.